Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Keys to the Streets. Of course, we talk about everything related to Austin, the culture, things happening, current events, and also global things as well. Today, I have Necoya Tyson on. Hi, Necoya.
Hey girl, hey.
And she is the owner and founder of All About You Event Management. And she also is the creator of Mimosa Fest. So today we'll be discussing events happening in Austin that are catered to the Black community, how to engage with our community, and just the market that Austin has as far as our events. So, Necoya, can you start by just telling us a little bit about yourself and what brought you to Austin?
Oh, yes, of course. Hi, everyone. I'm Necoya Tyson, and I am the owner of All About You Event Management. I have been planning and creating events for 17 years now. I moved to the Austin area smack dab in the middle of the pandemic, so July 2020. And I moved here from the DC area. And what brought me to Austin was just a wonderful job opportunity, in addition to being able to expand my business into the Texas market.
Well, it had to be an amazing opportunity to bring you from DC. So, can you talk a little bit about, what you love about event management and how you like the city?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So, I always tell folks that I feel that event planning or events, it's in my blood. It is just something that I've always done and always been good at. I actually did not go to school for that. And when I was in college, or when I was going to college, there weren't programs for event management or event planning. But now people can major in that, which is amazing. But for me, I actually got my degree in communications. But I started planning events probably even before I was in college. I was that person in high school who wanted to be in the know and make things happen. And so I started planning events a long time ago. But I really got into it in college when I joined my sorority. Shout out to Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I really started then when I was the president of my chapter, when I became the president of the Pan Hill. We did a lot of events on campus. And once I graduated from college, my degree is in communications. I actually took a job for a nonprofit association. And one of the first things that they wanted me to do outside of writing press releases and media advisories was to plan the association's 10-year anniversary. And I have been in love with events ever since. And that was back in 2004. So I've been planning events for a long time.
Wow. So, you're in Austin, coming from DC. What would you say are maybe some of the differences that you see in the city, things that maybe you miss about DC and things that, you love about Austin?
Yeah, well, one of the things that I miss about DC is that amazing brunch culture, which is precisely why I created Mimosa Fest, because I wanted to bring that brunch culture to Austin. I would say I do miss my Black community, the culture. I miss that, but I do see that Austin is gaining that and getting that, and so that's one of the things that I do love about it. I think that I have found a good tribe here, and one of the things that I love about Austin is just it's so eclectic, and while people say that there's not a lot to do, there's so many things to do in this city. You just have to look for it and you have to find it. And I think that I was laughing the other day when I was talking to my son's nanny, because I went somewhere, I can't even remember where it was, but she's been living here for a while, and she's like, oh my goodness, you've found places that I didn't even know existed here in Austin. And I said, sometimes I just get in my car and go and just drive around, and I'm like, oh, look, that looks like a good restaurant, or that looks like a nice park, or whatever. But I do think that with the growth of this city, with so many people coming here from other places, Austin is definitely going to continue to be a city that folks want to bring things to, but also take things from, meaning things that they've seen in Austin, going back to maybe where they're from and saying, this is how we do it here.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said, just historically, a lot of times people move here and don't know the history, especially as it relates to the Black community and why some people might not feel as welcome even in a city that they're from. And so I always just encourage people to take up space. I think it's easier when you're not from here and don't know that history, that you don't necessarily feel stifled by that. But yeah, like you said, there's so many things to do. My friends make fun of me because I love kayaking, I love hiking, but I'm like, Austin is a beautiful city. It's depending on the things that interest you, you can find so many different things to do. And even like you said, with the brunches, like we have some really cool eateries that are right here, you know, just kind of hole in the wall type things. And so I love that you're bringing something like Mimosa Fest here. Can you tell us a little bit about Mimosa Fest and what you have planned for us?
Oh my God, absolutely. That is, oh yes, of course. So I've dubbed Mimosa Fest as the boozy, bougie, brunchy day party. And that what that means is there's going to be mimosas flowing. There will be food and food trucks. There will be so many vendors there, so you can go shopping. You can purchase things for yourself or for other folks. We're going to have lawn games. And then, of course, this is Austin, so we're going to have live musical performances. So we have Distinguished Sounds who will be performing. They will be actually the band that will be closing out the day. We have Red Letter Tribe, and then we have Grace Yoon who will be bringing us some of our favorite tunes via violin. So I am really looking forward to that. And then we have DJ K Cali who will be on the ones and twos to keep the music going through the day.
Oh, yay. I love K Cali. Shout out to K Cali.
Shout out to K Cali. She has been so amazing. Her and her team, like everyone that is performing at this event and all of our vendors have just been so supportive and excited about this event. And I cannot wait to see my vision come to fruition, because I have been planning this for over a year, but I'm just excited to show you all what this event is all about.
Wow, a whole year?
Yes. When I tell you, it's funny because I got the idea for Mimosa Fest. Long story short, I planned an event called Mornings Are for Mimosas, and that event is really it started out as a workshop series for brides and grooms, because I do plan weddings and other special events. So that started out as a workshop series for brides and grooms. And then I noticed that folks who plan weddings, us vendors, or anyone that touches a wedding, we love to network. So I then turned that event into a networking event for those who are in the industry. And one day I was talking to my best friend, and she said, I really think you should turn Mornings Are for Mimosas into a conference. And I said, no, I don't think I want to do that, because there's so many conferences out there that are geared towards those of us who are in the events industry. So I was just thinking of different festivals that I've been to and that I've participated in. And I instantly thought about Essence Fest, because I had spoken at Essence Fest the year before, or the year before that, I think it was 2019 when I spoke at Essence Fest. And I just said, you know what if I did a festival surrounded around mimosas? And I started brainstorming. I started researching. I looked up when National Mimosa Day was, and I saw that National Mimosa Day was May 16th. So I said, you know what? I want to plan a festival called Mimosa Fest to celebrate all things mimosas. And that's how the vision came.
There is literally a day for everything.
Absolutely.
So you've been planning this for a year. Can you tell us just about your experience planning this and putting it together? Because I know it just seems like being an event planner, and I've done some event planning as well. Of course, you have your network, but you came to a city where you didn't know a lot of people in a time where it was really hard to meet new people. So how has it been planning this in a pandemic, not necessarily knowing if it'll be safe when you're supposed to, have the event? How has that been?
I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, it's been scary. It has been, and this is me being vulnerable here. It's been scary. It's been trying. It's been a little bit difficult on that side. But I will say I have connected with so many amazing vendors here in Austin. The venue has been wonderful to work with. We've discussed COVID protocols, and I don't want to say COVID is gone because it's not, but it definitely has subsided a bit. So the safety part, I'm not, I don't want to say not worried about, because I'll always be worried about COVID, even, 10 years from now, but I'm not as worried about it as if this were 2020 and I was planning this event. I talked to a lot of people, local people. What is it that they would like to see? What is it that they would like to do? What do you want to see in a festival that you're about to pay money for and participate in? And so that's how I was able to come up with the different things that we'll be doing at the event. But while it's been difficult, it's also been one of the most fun events that I've planned, and one of the most rewarding events that I've planned. So I'm excited about that piece. I will say this, one of the differences between here and other places that I've planned events, because as you and I have spoke before, I've planned events all over the world. I'm in the middle of planning an event in Barcelona, Spain, and one in London, and I've planned events in Seoul, Korea. But one of the differences between here in Austin and, let's say, the DC area or another major city is that, if I see an event 2 months, that's happening in 2 months, and it sounds like something that I want to go to, I'm buying my ticket and I'm texting my friends and I'm saying, I just bought this ticket to go to this event, put it on your calendar. And we're like, okay, cool. And that's that. But I think that a lot of times people want to, well, one, you want to see what's happening. You also want to know if something else is going to come along, and you may want to participate in this event and you think that it sounds great, but you just never know. Something else may come along, or something else may sound more interesting. So you want to wait and kind of weigh your options. And I totally understand that, but that can be frustrating for a person who is a planner and you're trying to order enough food for people, or order enough swag bags or t-shirts and things of that nature. And so you just kind of have to go with it.
Absolutely. And yeah, just to kind of, allude to that, we did discuss, just off air about Austin's market, and I having, worked with South by, having overseen 2 festivals, and also just coming off of yesterday's working with the Monica concert at the HEB Center.
Mhm.
We have a very bougie market. It looks from the outside, if you're not from here, you're like, oh, okay, Austin is an affluent place. It's Black people there with discretionary income. Yeah, it's easy to put an event there. It makes sense. But I think the way our market is, and it's primed this way for a lot of reasons, but I say the easiest reason is ACL and South by. You can pay a certain amount of money and see whomever you want to see in that time. And I think because of that, it makes us almost like concert and event snobs. Because it's like, let me see what they gonna do. Who vouching for them? Who co-signing them? I'ma see, and I think even for me, I always say I'm not about to wait in line for a concert. Like, I've worked for South by. You crazy if you think I'm about to stand in line for somebody. But at the same time, I also think that because while Austin is very affluent, the Black population isn't so large. We're between,
Right.
Under 8%. And so I think with that, a lot of events that happen usually happen on the same days around the same time. And so that tends to split your audience. And so for us, it's like, if I buy tickets here, what if an event pops up on the same day? So I'm going to wait, and I saw that happen with the Monica concert, and the team that I was communicating with. They were just like, why are these tickets not moving? It's a great lineup. And they didn't see tickets move until like the last 2 weeks before the event was about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not from here and you're a promoter or an event planner, you almost get freaked out. Like, are they not excited about the event? Are they not coming? Like, am I going to sell enough tickets to cover this? It almost puts you in that, anxiety type mode.
Mm-hmm.
And so How has that been, as far as your experience in your ticket sales? Have you seen the same thing as far as like the increase now that we are a week inside of it or
Yeah,
outside of it?
yeah. Well, we have the social media posts, the sponsored ads that are up on both Instagram and Facebook. I had a wonderful interview with Studio 512 on Friday, so I think that helped a lot. I do think that, yes, of course, the anxiety is there, but at the same time, I know me and I know my execution abilities, and
Right?
my and my
You gotta know
job
yourself.
and my job is to execute a flawless or damn near flawless event for all of you to attend. And so I think that having that confidence in my execution skills, but also working with folks like you and working with folks who are also in the community, but and not to mention all of our vendors who are promoting the event, and we have some social media influencers, and then of course our hosts. Shout out to my girl Rachel Lauren, who will be one of our hosts for the event. So I think that just having those people in place will allow for this event to be successful. One of the things that I've been saying to folks as I was planning the event is two things to me that have no color, and that's alcohol and that's music. And so me bringing my two favorite things, mimosas and music, together, I thought that would be something that would transcend across all communities.
Absolutely. And I mean, you brought it together in a city that has hella wineries and distilleries and is the live music capital of the world. So if we're talking about a guinea pig market or testing a market, you chose prime real estate. Let me
Right.
So, and also like you just seeing the sponsors for this to be your first one in Austin, you brought out some heavy hitters. So can you talk about the sponsors that you brought on for Mimosa Fest?
Yes, absolutely. So one of our sponsors is Shandong Garden Spritz by Moet. I'm so excited about them. They have the Garden Spritz is a new drink that they have, and it comes ready. So if those of you who have not tried it, please go out and purchase yourself a bottle from Total Wine or wherever you can find it. But it is one of those drinks that you just pour over ice and put a slice of orange, and it's ready to go. Juice Land is one of our other sponsors, so we're excited about that. They'll be featuring their Golden Glow juice and their watermelon juice. So we'll have a watermelon mimosa or a melon mimosa and a Golden Glow mimosa. So we're excited about that. We have Up to No Gouda, who will be serving charcuterie and some other.
You have charcuterie there, girl?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You are a mess. And then we're gonna have La Bougie Housewife, who will also be serving charcuterie there. Then we have Touche, mobile bar, who's gonna be there with her mobile bar as the welcome drink for the event. So we are so excited about that. I cannot wait for you all to see this event. I really can't.
A welcome drink. Can you elaborate? Do please.
Well, there's not too much I can elaborate on, but just know that, when you come in, go visit her mobile bar and she'll be chatting you up.
Oh, perfect. Well, these are some exciting sponsors. And I know you said you had some vendors as well. Do you have maybe some vendors you're able to mention?
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as our vendors, we have Austin Gourmet Popcorn, we have Munch Munch Waffles, we have Odd Pop, we have Hank's Swim. Kendra Scott is actually one of our vendors.
Okay.
Blushing Bell Boutique, Fairy Fire Creations, which is candles and things of that nature. And then we'll have Primetime Booth, which is a photo booth company. They'll be there as well.
Well, I am so excited for this. I'm so excited for Mimosa Fest. And I'm so glad you came to the city to try and introduce just us to something new and something exciting and just branching off of something that already works in Austin. I think getting people together to network and really just build new ways to engage, especially coming out of COVID. Like you said, it's not completely over, but people are ready to get out. They're ready to meet people and move around and engage. And so thank you so much for bringing Mimosa Fest to Austin. And for anyone who wants tickets, how can they? And I know you have this giveaway. We're going to get to the giveaway. But for people...
Yes, you know that. We got to do a good giveaway now.
Absolutely.
So, to purchase tickets, just go to mimosa-fest.com and you'll see all the information on the event right there. Homepage. You can purchase tickets right on the homepage.
Gotcha. And for this giveaway, let's get into it.
You're
giving away some prime tickets, and I would love to talk about everything that entails as far as the tickets that you're giving away.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will be giving away 2 VIP tickets to Mimosa Fest. And what that entails, you have early access to the festival. So only VIP ticket holders will be here between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. We have 2 VIP bars, the one that's sponsored by Shandong Garden Spritz and the other one that's sponsored by Juice Land. And then we'll have Light Bites, sponsored by La Bougie Housewife and Up to No Gouda. You'll get a souvenir mimosa cup. You get a Mimosa Fest t-shirt. You get a Mimosa Fest swag bag with all of the goodies in it. And then, of course, you'll have access to our lawn games and photo activation stations. And then, of course, the musical performances. So in order to, do you want me to talk about how they can get that?
Yes, please. Come on. We give the keys to the street. So you got to be connected here. What do they have to do to win?
All right. So all you have to do is follow Mimosa Fest on Instagram, and it is just one word, Mimosa Fest. Like the most recent post, and what that post is the flyer for the event. So like that post and tag your mimosa friend, your mimosa date, your brunch buddy on that post, and we will select a winner for the 2 tickets randomly on Wednesday.
So I know I probably can't win these tickets, but if y'all see my name under that post, don't be hating, because I'm definitely tag my brunch buddies on there. And I just want to say, I know this is a shameless plug, because it is very shameless. Juice Land, we need to get together and we need to rap, because I just want Juice Land to sponsor my life. Like they have this drink called a peachy green.
Yes.
I add mango, girl.
Ooh, I've never had it with mango.
Mango is my favorite fruit, and peach is a close second.
Oh, peach is my favorite. Peach and orange. Those are my 2 favorite fruits.
Girl, yes, you got to get into that peachy green and add that little splash of mango. They make it perfectly at every location. So,
well, I think I need to be going to Juice Land tomorrow.
Yes, do, and tell me how you like it. But
I will.
Thank you so much, Necoya, for coming on today to Keys to the Streets. Thank y'all again for being loyal and tuning in. And yeah, y'all tune into Mimosa Fest, follow the page, all those things, so y'all can win those VIP tickets. Anything else you have as closing, Necoya?
I just want to say thank you for having me, and everyone that's listening. Sunday, May 15th, I hope to see you all in the building at Fair Market on 5th Street. We're going to have some amazing music, some wonderful vendors, and we'll also be doing some giveaways at the festival too. So, and one thing I forgot to mention, we are having a Mimosa Contest. So there have been some restaurants and bartenders in the city that have been nominated for Best Mimosa or Best Brunch Cocktail, and we will be picking folks out of the audience randomly to be our judges. So you could be a judge for the Mimosa Contest.
Oh my God, let me get into that. This is my favorite thing. It is a day drinking party. So I am still at home and in bed on time and recovering. This is a middle-aged woman's dream. Am I middle-aged?
That's what I said. We end at 5. You'll be back in bed you'll be back at home by 7, in the bed by 8, and you can have a great day the next day.
Okay, this is an auntie's dream. I tell everyone I'm in my Jesus year this year, so I've turned 33, and I really feel myself becoming an auntie. And when I tell you, I am embracing it fully, and I welcome it. So y'all will see me at Mimosa Fest, probably with a hat on and shades on, trying to hide, because I am going to be tasting everything.
Yes. Oh my God, you better live in your auntie-esque.
Girl, embracing it fully. But thank you so much, Necoya, for coming on. And thank y'all again for tuning in to Keys to the Streets. Y'all have a good morning.
Thank you.